And I'll share for everyone, you're going to hear from, a variety of different founders who all come from different backgrounds and all have different ideas. The unifying thread through all of this is that you are all using media, meaning photos, audio, visual, to share your content on your technology platform. So, we're going to have people from arts and publishing. Elizabeth is in corporate wellness. We've got music, we've got gaming. And the thread tying you all together is you're using media in your technology. Okay, so Miss Madison, you're next at the top of my screen. Do you want to tell people a little bit about you and then your concept?
Yeah, I'm Maddie. I live in Austin, Texas. I'm from Houston. I started a book club called Between the Covers. I started it just because I was seeking like-minded women that were just kind of centered and being vulnerable and authentic with one another. I just had kind of toxic friendships. And yeah, it just grew really big. We have over 1,000 members. We have chapters all across the nation. And I met with Lauren to kind of put a plan in place to just become profitable or make it a business. And so, yeah, that's what I am. And my business is Between the Covers.
And we're excited about helping Maddie to develop a technology platform to help bring that broad community together. We all know that one of the challenges when you're selling your product or your service is really engaging with your community. And I love that many of you have that community aspect also as part of your business model. It's one of the first things that we teach. So let's see, Marcelo, you serve a pretty broad community as well. Would you like to tell people about yourself and then about your concept?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Well, my name is Marcelo. I'm CEO and founder of Pro Indie Music. I'm a musician. I'm a professional musician, and I got a lot of problems getting to know what is music business about, where to play, how to manage things, what it's a manager, what it's a booker, what it's all this. So then I start thinking that a lot of artists have the same problem. So at the end, I finalized with doing this platform, Pro Indie Music. It's a music platform for artist development. So we measure the growth of the artists. We help them and assigned goals and futures to develop their career. And at the same time, if they get their goals, we give them free reward. We reward them with free press, free campaigns, also cash. We got a fund for artists so they could develop in the same way. For us, the most important thing is that artists have enough money to live well and continue doing their music. That's the main point of what we're doing.
Love it. And Marcelo, I love it. We'll show everyone your video another time, but Marcelo's actually pretty far along in the concept development phase, UI, UX. I've really been digging into it. And I'm going to speak on behalf of Megan. So Megan Pastor is a lovely, lovely human who splits her time between Houston and Denver. And Marcelo, so similar to how you're hoping to empower indie musicians, she's looking to empower female visual artists. So you're both talking about a segment of the population that's underrepresented and underserved. In her case, working with female artists, there are no galleries specifically dedicated to them. There are no business classes dedicated to female artists. So she's really been mindful about segmenting her audience appropriately and then exploring the different ways she can help them in their growth. She started by launching an all-female art gallery here in Houston. She did a pop-up. She's doing another pop-up in Denver. And what we're going to be working on together is building that technology platform to power everything behind the scenes. She's doing a podcast. Maddie, you guys will nerd out on that. Helping to teach women business skills and how to run their business. But again, you know, the beauty of this is there's overlapping layers with all of you. You all have something to teach one another. You all have something to contribute to the collective consciousness of these classes. I'm excited to share with y'all a little bit this evening about the Scholarship Fund and how we are approaching empowering each of you to help raise the money necessary for your own scholarships. You know, one of the things that we discussed during our individual interviews was the fact that our job is to teach you how to fundraise, to prepare you how to fundraise. And so we would be doing you a huge disservice if we didn't engage you in that process and use this as an opportunity to really work on those skills together. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show what we've developed. Okay. So can everyone see my screen? And I'll say, if you are driving, we are recording this so you can take a look afterwards. If you're driving or don't have it in front of you, all of those good things. So most of you will be familiar with Kickstarter or GoFundMe, any of those peer-to-peer fundraising campaign pages. So similar concept here, except that you're all going to be working together to build the scholarship fund, but tracking your own progress. So we have a main landing page for the overall campaign for the Collective Media Tech Scholarship Fund. And I'm going to read this for those of you driving who can't read. It says, the Collective Incubator is part of MediaTech Ventures' commitment to education and community development in support of the creative class workforce and the entrepreneurs building the next generation of media technology companies, all of you. We are especially dedicated to ensuring underrepresented founders, including women and members of the BIOPC and LGBT or GSM communities, and that stands for Black, Indigenous, or persons of color, and then lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or gender sexual minorities, have equal access to the opportunities to thrive in this space where their voices are so critical. Help us to make that possible with a contribution to our scholarship fund today. And then we share a little bit more narrative down here, and I'll share a link to everyone so you can take time to read it. It says, our shared collective experience as members of an increasingly global community is defined by the stories we share with each other. Today, our modern storytelling is enhanced and facilitated by media technology. At Collective, we are dedicated to empowering our world's most brilliant storytellers, you and your communities, by fueling the creative and iterative process of innovation in media technology development. So again, there's a little more narrative down here, but we wrap up with, let's see, so Collective prioritizes this larger purpose, that social impact, without sacrificing profits, with decades of experience demonstrating that revenue will follow if your understanding of the market comes first. Be a part of the movement to bring conscious capitalism to the development of new media technology that will define our future as a global community. So this is the main landing page for the campaign that everyone will see. So when we send this out to, everyone, they all see this general information. Then what each of you will do, if you decide that this is the route you want to go, is you will create your own fundraising page. So I thought we'd just walk through that together, okay? Okay, it's super easy. So let's see, this is me. I'll put myself, Lauren Postler, my email. I know y'all are seeing like all of my many emails that pop up. Okay, we'll send you an email after you're done, it says. Okay, my title is Managing Director. And then give your, give your fundraiser a title. There. Huh. I haven't done this in a minute. Okay, so Lauren's Fund for Collective Scholarships. In your case, it would be, Between the Covers Book Club Fund, or Pro Indie Music Fund, or Zently Workplace Fund, etc. You can put your name at the front if you think it would be helpful and if you're going to be reaching out to your personal friends and family quite a bit. But this is where you'll give it a description that's personal to you and personal to your organization. So I'm just going to do a draft here. Lauren is raising money to support underrepresented founders who are seeking to create the next generation of media technology companies. Help support their efforts with a contribution today. My fundraising goal is going to be $1,000. And this is the campaign, the Media Tech Scholarship Fund. Upload an image. I'm just going to pick one. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay. In this case, you would want to select a photo that has your company's logo. So, we can help you if you don't currently have those assets, but likely you do. And then create a fundraiser. So it's literally as simple as that. So Lauren's Fund for Collective Scholarships, and these are my assets, so it'll show up. This is me. It'll show up with whoever, whatever name you put. And now for your fundraiser incubation. So if you need assistance with what you want yours to look like, what you want it to say, that's why we're here. I am here to handhold with each of you. I'm a professional fundraiser. Use me. But I'll say that the beauty, so it's that simple, really. You create your own, you say a little bit about who you are, your company, and then they'll see why I'm doing this, so why you personally are doing this. And then here's where that larger narrative comes in, so you don't have to recreate it. So why I'm doing this, about you, about your company, and why going through an incubator is important for you. You're in the next stages of development. The pandemic sidelined you and you need to move forward. Whatever that may be, we can work on that narrative that's personal for you together. And then here's the larger narrative if they're interested in, oh, well, what the heck is Collective? What the heck is Media Tech Ventures? You don't have to worry about recreating the wheel there. It's already embedded in for you. But I'll say one of the reasons I am passionate about starting you all off in your fundraising journeys early is because this is also a great way to help you build a board of advisors and build advocates and ambassadors who will go to bat for you. Elizabeth mentioned being a chief excitement officer. One of our primary goals in bringing you through this 12-week process is empowering you so you can get anyone excited about your concept, about your company. And I'm personally going to be coaching each of you in not only how to do that, but using this fundraising opportunity as a way to test your skills along the way. So, for example, with Maddie, because I know Maddie and I've been working with her, we've talked about, some other women who might be great assets to her advisory board. Maddie, also, like your dad is going to be a great asset to your advisory board. One of the things we will do first is share with them the opportunity to create their own page or share yours. So all of a sudden, it's not just you raising money, but it's you and your team, or you and your supporters, so that those opportunities build one upon the other. And creating a board of advisors and approaching people to be on your board is another thing that we'll be teaching you throughout the course. It's another thing I'm very passionate about, because you can't do it all. As a founder, you need to understand your strengths, your skills, and then where you need to supplement, you're going to have to evaluate. Is that by hiring people? or bringing them on under equity, or growing a board of advisors with really, really talented people who have years of experience, and what does that look like for them? So we'll talk about the many different ways that you will be building your team to support your company's growth. And fundraising is part of that. You know, people like to think, oh, well, that's just the CEO's job, or that's just, you know, whomever's job. Your job as a CEO is to get everyone working under you or beside you or above you, if it's a board, as excited as you are about your company, about your concept. So this is an opportunity to test and play around with that in a safe space. We want to help you get so excited that you can then get other people excited. So if you already have a team, you know, Marcelo, you have a team of developers. We're going to work with you to get your developers so excited that they want to share this page or they want to create their own page. Because everyone who works for or with you is an ambassador of you and your organization. Especially in a startup, when you have to run lean, you cannot depend on only yourself. That's not sustainable. So this is going to be a great exercise for all of us to get you excited, to get your team excited, and then empower them to be a part of that process. So I'm trying to think, what else? In terms of fundraising, one of the first things that you do is determine the goal you need to reach. In this case, it's $750. We always encourage fundraisers to set your public-facing goal a little bit higher. That way you're covering all of your bases and you're using nice round numbers. So for each of you, the suggestion is setting your goal at $1,000 because you know you have to reach $750. So setting your goal a little bit above, then that helps to cover credit card processing fees. And it also means that you can help build a scholarship fund for people that come after you. So, you know, this is the first time we're launching this fund. I've used it in other incubators and accelerators I've worked with. But you can be a part of the first class that helps to lay the foundation for founders that come after you. In past iterations with other incubators I've worked with, all of these campaigns have gotten funded really quickly. I don't want to make any false promises, but I do want to share that we are very excited about this opportunity for each of you, and we feel very confident that everyone in our network, which is very broad and global, including Colombia and Italy and South Korea and, you know, you name it, our network is vast. So we're excited to get your pages out in front of that audience. Because guess what? Besides putting it out there that you're, you know, raising for your own scholarship fund, you're letting them know who you are and what you're doing. And guess what? This is a network of investors and potential advisors. And who knows, maybe potential team members. So getting your pages out in front of our audience lays a foundation for ongoing and continued conversations. You know, I was just on the phone with our team with one of our investors, and they asked, you know, what kind of applicants do you have coming up? What kind of companies are you working with? Anything I might want to invest in? This is a great way to enter those conversations. This is a great way to set yourself up for success well after the 12 weeks wraps.
Yeah, I might have some stuff that it might be best to have another conversation about too, because we actually are in the midst of getting a crowdfunding campaign set up on a different platform.
Okay. Well, and it may be that, and glad you brought that up, that might be the case for other people. It may be then you just build in your scholarship goal on that campaign.
Okay.
Because if you don't want to be running two campaigns simultaneously because you don't want them to cannibalize each other,
Yeah.
then my suggestion would be that you add in the amount you need to raise to that page. But Michael, we can absolutely look at that together. And I'm happy to give you feedback on that page too.
Okay. Yeah.
Great
Cool.
question. Thank you. Okay. Megan said, if I want to raise more money and put it in a fund for the future, is that okay? Absolutely, Megan. Absolutely. And I really appreciate you asking. I think that's the beauty of this being a fund under an umbrella, that you can empower, future female founders, or founders of color, or GSM founders, and the LGBT community, certainly. So you can set your goal at whatever you want, and people will get excited about it. And guess what? As you're raising, you can extend that goal. It's great practice for you. It's great practice for you to have an ongoing conversation with your donors, to build relationships with your donors. And, if you blow past your initial goal, keep it going, because it extends your impact with them. It keeps you talking and engaging with them. So great question. Thank you for answering. Thank you for asking. I answered, not you. Well, I teach a lot of classes, y'all, and when people don't have questions, it's either because I explained it so very well, or that means everyone's going to ask me questions later. So
Maybe both.
Either way, I am here for you. You all have my email. So please feel free to reach out if after going back through this, you do have questions. What I will do is share this link with all of you over email so you can read through the campaign page, you can play around, and then again, I'm here to support you. In terms of our timeline, the first cohort class is going to launch next Friday. So now that we've kind of gone over what fundraising for your scholarship will look like, we're going to send you all the final information to review. I'm waiting on a couple of forms from Paul, who's my partner. But our goal is to get all of those to you by Monday so that you can let us know by Wednesday. And then we'll start on Friday. And I think I'll bring this up for Lisbeth, even though she's driving. One of Lisbeth's question was, how do we confirm what deliverables we'll be working on during the class together? And during that first session next Friday, we are going to go through, oh, and you know what? I can actually show this. Hold on. We are going to go through your goal setting together. So we are going to, there we go. Okay. You each are going to be in different phases of your own development. So what we do is work with you to establish goals together and then determine what we can do together to help you meet them. Okay, and I'll say I can't find my collective one, so I'm gonna show you my Bunker Labs one. Dante, this will look very familiar.
Okay.
Okay, so this is one of the other incubators that I help run, but you will receive a welcome packet just like this. In fact, it will look almost exactly the same as this because I made them both. So we'll go through a checklist. Now, these are similar. These names are specific to Bunker Labs, but we're going to give you a me canvas that's about yourself and your self-knowledge about who you are as a founder, your skills, your strengths. We're going to give you a business model canvas, business formation, but the goal is for you to go through this checklist, we call it our pre-deployment checklist, and identify what have I already done. If you've already done a lot of self-work on yourself and you can answer all those questions in the me canvas, awesome. More power to you. I am all about self-awareness. If you've never asked yourself some of these questions, then it'll be a great exercise. If you've already made a business model, then you check it off. There's no need to recreate the wheel. Same thing for your business formation, your legal agreements for employment, sales, partnerships, if applicable. Do you have an attorney? But this is a fairly lengthy checklist that we use with all founders to give them an idea of these are some of the things that we can help you work through together. But if you already have it done, guess what? You don't need to recreate the wheel. So this will be your checklist that you go through. And guess what? It's okay if you have everything checked, and it's okay if you have nothing checked. Okay. We'll give you the format for our weekly classes so you can see them. And then you will put together your own goal snapshot. You'll give us your short bio and personal mission statement. This will also help us when we are promoting you publicly. A description of your company, your big goal, like your hairy, audacious, changing the world, your big goal. And then we break it down into tangible goals during your experience with us in the cohort. You're going to have, we ask you to identify at least 3 distinct business objectives. Maybe it's you need a co-founder agreement. Maybe it's you need to hire your first team. Maybe it's launching your website. These will be specific to you and your business. And then we're going to talk together as a cohort. As a cohort, we will develop a goal together. And then we will track our progress. You'll see 3 big wishes. I mentioned your big, hairy, audacious goal. Then we break it out into big, bigger, biggest. How are you going to scale? How are you going to grow into that big, hairy, audacious goal? Okay, we do have a code of conduct. And so that ensures for your safety and the safety of other members in the cohort that we all agree to adhere by certain conduct rules. And, all of the information you share is accurate. And you agree to be honest with other cohort members and yourself. You agree to show up when things are going well so you can share your success with the group and help others learn from your good practices. And you agree to show up and be present when things are not so well, so the group can offer you support and guidance and help you pull through to find success. And if you're having tough times, we ask you to be honest and let people know. Not every day is going to be, bright, shiny, and exciting. There are going to be days when things are tough. We know that. We're here for that. And I think that's one of the best reasons that you join an incubator or accelerator program, because being a founder is lonely. Being a founder is scary. We want to be here for you on that journey, and we want you to be able to support one another as well. Let's see. At removal from the program, this is like bad stuff. If you are, being dishonest, if you are being deceitful, but some of these are, we will set values and expectations for our cohort together. So some of that is you agree to be a good team member and support one another. This is the VIR stuff, but for everyone, you're going to have specific needs. And we recognize that there are some things that will be shared and some things specific to each of you. So this will be part of the process of us moving forward together to make sure that we meet and serve your needs. Okay, other questions? Okay, well guys, you have my email. I will give you guys, the last 15 minutes of this time back so you can enjoy the rest of your Fridays. But please do feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you and I'm excited. I think you all bring amazing ideas, amazing energy, and I think you will all support one another really, really beautifully. So thanks for making time to hop on with me tonight.